Hello, everyone. Yet again, I got more fucking stamina than you're ever gonna realize. So much it would spin your fucking head. So I wanted to finish this up. And now I have a chance to do that. I thought I was going to be able to get through the rest of it on the last video. I couldn't, but I want to get through. We've got about 53 minutes left in the call. Let's see if I can do it. Because as much as I want to, I may not be able to, like I said, I may not be able to upload for a couple days. And this is a labor of love. I love this call. So when we last left our trio, Ramona had excused herself for a moment, and Emma was about to speak to Lorne. I think she was about to tell him what a great job he was doing, convincing Ramona not to have sex with anyone while they're on their 3-month break. So let's continue. Let's see what the wonderful Emma has to say.
Ramona is dead set on dating other people. Maybe you should try to make her jealous and tell her how pretty Jen was.
Jen.
Why? I don't care to make her jealous. I just care to make her happy.
Remember Jen, the cashier from the Walmart, I believe? That's a call I want to cover too, is when I believe it came before this, when Lorne had a date. He had a date with Jen, but he didn't have her phone number. So when Ramona calls his bluff, call her on three-way right now and cancel your date. What is wrong with me? I can't speak. I got Lorne on the brain. Cancel your date on three-way, and I'll cancel my date with the therapist. One thing at a time, though, lovelies. Let's finish this delight first.
Well, she'll be happy that you care about her enough to try to make her jealous. See, that's how it works.
Jen was pretty, but I'm not Jen that I want, and not Jen that I'm in love with.
That's a good thing, because Jen probably doesn't even know you're alive.
Is Ramona prettier than Jen?
In my eyes, yeah.
In my eyes. Lorne always says shit like that. To me, she is. In my eyes. What is that about? My theory is with Kayla, it's a grooming tactic, that no one else would find her attractive, but to Prince Lorne, she's the most beautiful woman in the world.
That's nice.
She's the most beautiful woman in the world.
Oh shit, I called that!
I'm also prejudiced too, because I spent so much time with her and
we know
believed in me so much. It just sucks that it's taken me this long to realize how real she really is. And that she's not fucking in my head. And that's something I'm not used to. I took it for granted.
Are you crying, Lorne? Are you crying?
Yeah. Well, it's better now because you're changing, and she'll see that. And even if she has sex with the therapist, it's not going to mean as much to her as knowing you are real and are trying to change.
If she has sex with anybody, I won't be able to take her back. There's no way.
I won't be able to take her back. What an interesting way to put that, Lorne. As if you sent her away and not the other way around. As if you are the one calling for the break. I wouldn't be able to take her back. Which is bullshit. But Lorne has this fetish for virginal, Sandra D types. 13-year-old girls, Olivia Newton-John, untouched Ramona. If she has sex with anyone else, I'll never be able to take her back, which we know is bullshit.
But that's part of dating, Lorne.
That's not part of dating. It's not.
How would you know?
It's violating my feelings.
Violating my feelings. You, the violator of feelings. How dare you? You fucking small little man. Ugh.
Gonna lose everything she has, Mr. Lorne.
Mr. Lorne?
There's nothing I can do about that because that's the way I feel.
Well, if you love her, you'll let her try it out. And if she wants to come back to you still, that means it's not as good as she imagined it would be with you.
I'm not going to condone her having sex with anyone except for me.
Obviously not. In the situation, the scenario is so ludicrous anyway that I'm trying to make sense of the nonsensical. But you're broken up, Lorne. I can completely understand how painful that would be if I were so desperate to be with someone that I would be willing to put up with a break, and in the meantime they go out, dating whomever they want. I certainly wouldn't want to think about them being with anyone else. But it's just the whole situation is so silly. I don't know what Lorne thinks a breakup is. He still expects her to remain faithful. He says silly, stupid shit like, I'll never be able to take her back. That's mind blown. He's... Let's get down to brass tacks, nuts and bolts. Lorne thinks he's a fucking catch. How this is possible, I don't know. He has no prospects. He's a registered sex offender. He's an alcoholic. He lives in a dumpy trailer. Nothing against trailers, but Lawrence is a dump. He's an abusive drunk. What does he have to offer anyone? And to say something like, I'll never be able to take her back? What planet are you on, dude?
Once you guys are together, after this break, and you guys meet up, she is just going to forget all about that. She's going to look at you and say, look at this Lorne. Isn't he sweet? All I want to do is suck on his meat. And you guys are going to have a great time. And
I love Emma. I just find I can't even, there's nothing I can add to that except my appreciation.
Everything will be forgotten.
I mean, what the problem is that she already had my heart. And we've spent so much time together. And it's meant so much to me that she has believed in me so much. If you were to go and sleep.
I have to stop. Every single statement. She already has my heart. We've spent so much time together. And it's meant so much to me that she's believed in me so much. Lorne has this idea about relationships and love. And he's said this on many, many occasions. I gave you all my trust. I gave you my whole heart. And I think in Lorne world, that means that he's owed something from the recipient of his tender affections. What universe is that? Okay, you were in love with her. She doesn't reciprocate your feelings. She's made that very clear. But she's not beholden to you because you gave her your whole heart. That's on you. And this believing in me shit. Like, it's so, like, did he learn it from a Disney movie? You know, oh, I believe in you. She hasn't believed in you. She tells you all the time, like, what a loser you are. She doesn't give any indication that I can tell that she thinks you're going to change. In fact, quite the opposite. And this spending time together. I guess technically talking on the phone is spending time together. You're doing something together. But that's like hours and hours and hours of listening to Lorne, you know, mumbling and shuffling around. And like, Ramona even says it at one point, like, how is that quality time? And he's like, that was quality time, but that's not happening now. Yes, I can quote these phone calls. It's pathetic, but I can. That statement that he just made it's like everything Lorne. And everything Lorne is everything stupid.
For someone else. It would kill me.
Dramatic
I
much?
wouldn't be able to do that. I wouldn't be able to take it back because in my head it'd be somebody else cheating on me.
Are you crying?
I wouldn't be able to handle that with her.
But it's not cheating. You guys are on a break. You guys are broken up. Let her go out and have some fun. It's just sex.
Stop.
Did you love every woman that you had a one-night stand with after karaokeing? You didn't.
Yeah, this isn't just any woman we're talking about.
All those women.
It's her.
Oh,
that's what
grow
means
up.
so much to me.
Right, but you are broken up. And her, she can fuck a bunch of people like you did, and it doesn't have to mean anything to her. She is going to realize she loves you. Sex is just sex. It feels great on the genitals only. And it's not true that women can separate they cannot separate sex from love. We can. And all she wants is to be able to date and have some fun. And when she comes back and sees you.
By that I mean, and Lorne doesn't understand love. I'm talking about Lorne's idea of love. Lorne cannot separate sex from love. He shows a woman his wiener. That's love. They're in love. Whether she feels it or not, you know. Lorne gets naked. He loves you. Like, he's insane. He's a stalker. Thank God. I'm glad he lives in an area. Well, right now he lives in a jail, but I'm glad he lives in an area where there aren't a lot of women around that he can, because he's a stalker. Straight up. I just started this over. Hold on a second, guys. I got wound up talking about Lorne the Stalker. Let me go back just a little bit.
She is going to realize she loves you.
Oh, damn, I'm good.
Sex is just sex. It feels great on the genitals only.
Damn, I'm good.
And it's not true that women can separate they cannot separate sex from love. We can. And all she wants is to be able to date and have some fun. And when she comes back and sees you, you will make love. You're not going to fuck the way she fucked if she's going to fuck people on dates. You're going to lay her down and show her what you feel for her.
That's not the same to me.
I love that Emma is very subtly rubbing some salt into his open wound right now by constantly bringing up, don't worry, Lorne. After she's fucked all these guys, she's going to realize that they're not as good as you are. After she's probably had a threesome with the handsome doctor with the huge penis and the neighbor who's successful, she's going to stop in the middle of that and go, wow, they're making me orgasm over and over again, but they're not Lorne Armstrong. God, I love her. Come on. Why isn't anyone talking?
I wouldn't be able to handle it.
Well, Lorne, this might be the biggest challenge of your life, because if Ramona wants to, I think any single woman can have sex and enjoy orgasms with as many people as she wishes.
Yes.
And it doesn't mean anything bad about her.
Yes.
And this might be a big challenge for you to start having more respect for her independence, because when you're back together, she won't be doing these things. And you will know that she knows what other people are out there, that, what they have to offer. And she'll be able to compare it with the man that you are today, the sexy, caring, concerned, and respectful man that you've turned into within the past week.
That is my favorite. I wanted to hear that. That's why I wasn't running my big fat mouth through the whole thing. The sexy, caring, considerate man that you've turned into within the past week. What? And Lorne never, it's like that's perfectly reasonable to Lorne. Within the past week, you've suddenly had this complete change in your character. He thinks so. Oh, fuck.
Another thought in my head is that I feel like it's like she's saying that he doesn't respect me, so I'm going to go on dates and that's what I want. Then maybe he'll respect me after.
That's not what she's saying at all, idiot.
Well, it might be, because she knows you better than you know her, apparently. And she's not, look, there's nothing wrong. I'll tell you this. Some people use slut like it's an insult. And if that's what you want to call a woman who goes out and enjoys orgasms, then fine. But I don't think there's anything wrong with that. No. And if that's what Ramona wants to do, and she can't do it with you, then let her. And then when she's done, she'll be able to experience it with you. It doesn't mean that she doesn't care about you. It means that she wants to feel an implosion in her lady part.
That's not what. No. That's what she wants to do. Then she takes the risk of losing me. Yeah.
She takes the risk. This fucking guy is so delusional. She takes the risk of losing me. Weren't you the one just begging her to give you 3 more months? Do you really think she gives a fuck about losing the great Lorne Armstrong? Fuck. I almost wish I could do what he does. I wish I could look at my life and it's almost like it's almost like everything he sees is like a cartoon, or it's, it's his whole reality is completely different than what everyone else can say. It's crazy. She takes the risk of losing me. Fuck.
It's not something I can handle.
And? Come on. All right. I don't know why I'm not hearing anything. Come on, man. It's too late at night for this now.
Well, I don't know. Maybe she fell asleep, but...
Okay.
Oh,
yeah, I'll take care. Okay. Oh, yeah. I'm back.
Ramona did.
What happened?
Ramona had to go have sex with her real boyfriend.
We were just discussing your right to enjoy your body with whomever you please, and how it shouldn't impact what Lorne thinks of you, because it's not fair to think negatively of a woman who enjoys orgasms if she's not doing it with anybody is a minor or married, and if she's single, then have at it.
100%
And then when you guys get back together, you're going to be able to experience what lovemaking is with Lorne.
Ugh, gross.
And you're going to be able to make your choice fairly instead of just having Lorne.
His weird, smelly body hovering over yours. His gross sweat dripping all over you while he 3 times, and thankfully that's how long it would last. But just imagine that horror for a moment. Ugh. I was just sitting here thinking, I really want a bowl of ice cream. I was thinking about sneaking away for a second and getting a bowl of ice cream and hoping nobody would notice, but now I think I lost that. Ugh, my stomach just turned. Brr.
In your experience, Bank.
She can get a vibrator.
It's still good. You push them onto your clit, but if you really want it, you got to move it up and down and push it hard at the
Which clit? Women have 3,
same time. You'll come like 3 times in 10 minutes.
Oh,
And Ramona, if you want to
I'm a little tired,
have
guys.
sex with somebody that's plugged into a wall, then that's the way to do it.
Damn, Emma ain't fucking around. She got one that plugs into
But
the
Ramona
wall.
also should be able to, if she wants to have sex with, anybody, Ramona should be able to have that.
Absolutely.
The therapist.
Well, I didn't say the therapist.
You're saying you're going to date him.
Well, I'm going to date people during this break, and I'm going to see what is out there, and I'm going to see how I feel.
It's funny how the doctor's been forgotten. He is so threatened by this therapist, like even more than that doctor. Like the doctor is forgotten.
I mean, why, if I'm supposed to see such a different side of you and a different person, I'm not seeing it because, I haven't even gone out on a date yet.
Yeah. And he's already controlling her. Or trying to.
Side when it's fucking having sex with somebody else. I mean, how can I possibly make that different?
But it's not her goal to have sex with somebody else. It's her goal to date. And sometimes dating involves having sex, or at least maybe some oral sex or some nipple biting. And
Nipple biting. Holy shit. How the fuck did she say this shit with a straight face? Sometimes dating involves sex, or if not that, then oral sex or some nipple biting, maybe some ass play.
that's not bad for her to want.
I don't agree with, because
Because Lorne has no chance of getting laid.
In her head quite a bit. Hang on a second, I guess he's breathing fast.
I should be in her head quite a bit. Why? Oh, Lorne.
All right, I'm back.
Lord, I think you're refusing to see the reality of the situation, and it's quite disturbing.
Bing, 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 bing. Summed it up beautifully, Ramona. He is refusing. And he will continue to refuse to see it. Even a week later, or 8 days later, when Ramona tells him it's all been a gag and the joke's on him, he still comes back months later for a second helping of Ramona. Unfucking believable.
It's disturbing that after 9 months of being so close that you would even
So close.
contemplate having sex with anyone.
Lorne, I don't see it as 9 months of us being so close. Let's just say if it were 9 months is not. I mean, it's a good amount of time, but it's not a very long time. It's not like 2-3 years. That's thing one. Thing two, I shouldn't be bound to you just because I put up with your abuse for the last 9 months.
And this is why I love this call. I love when Lorne is forced to at least he's at least confronted with reality. He'll never accept it, but he has no choice but to sit and listen to what Ramona is telling him, because he can't threaten that he's going to go out karaokeing. He has no choice. He realizes that, he's on the verge. And in order to continue to have any kind of relationship, he has to listen to what she's saying. He's not going to accept it. But what Ramona is saying is correct. 9 months, it doesn't matter, because Lorne, if it's 6 months, he's like, we've been together 6 months. If it's 3 months, we've been together 3 months. If it were 3 days, it would be the same. And just because Ramona has tolerated it, she's finally saying, enough. Enough is enough. I put up with it, and you took advantage of that. I don't want to put up with it anymore. I'm not obligated to put up with your bullshit just because I did for 9 months. Break it down for him. I'm going to try not to interrupt too much, because this is we're coming into like what are my favorite parts, where he gets told some truth.
And the fact that it's selfish for you to be asking me to
not have sex with somebody else?
To not do anything with anybody else. The fact that you're asking me that
about sex,
when that is how I've been for 9 months, and it has not paid off. Yeah. And so now you're saying, well, give me 3 more months and I'll make it pay off. But the problem with that is it's just like a gamble. I don't know, Amber, I don't know if he realizes when he does this that as a therapist, when I'm not even talking about the therapist, I'm talking about the situation in general. I don't know if he's intending to be condescending, but it doesn't make his case that he's a changed man. It really does the opposite.
I have to agree with you there.
The reason I mentioned the therapist is because he's the one that called me a loser to you. He's the one that flirted with you on the phone, that you said yes to a dinner date with, and then you said yes to game.
Lorne is so fucking...
You flirted with him on the phone, you put your boyfriend on the phone. That's why.
Ever since the therapist called him a loser, it's like he could not... That has been in his head ever since the minute that came out of the wonderful therapist's mouth. He brings it up like as much as he possibly can. He says to Ramona, like, the therapist doesn't respect you because he called your boyfriend a loser. You are a loser. Oh, the therapist is living in his fucking head.
It's a therapist.
Well, I think she flirted with him while you were on the phone because she knew that you could hear, and so you would know that it's completely innocent. Women can talk nicely to men without wanting to get stuffed by their cock.
True.
And here's my problem with Lorne.
Me in that.
See, but okay, if this is someone who doesn't respect you, Lorne, why are you trying to hold on so tightly?
Yeah.
Here's my problem with respect to what Lorne is saying. It's kind of like, again, what's that noise though? Lorne, what is that in the background?
Ramona is going to give some bizarre analogy. I kind of get it, but I don't understand the correlation. But I love Lorne's response to this.
Just from the movie, like, you wanted it.
Titanic.
It's kind of like a gambling debt. This is what Lorne is essentially gambling here, but instead of playing with house money like he should be, he's playing with his own money. And here's how. He's trying to play with house money, but he's instead playing with his own money. Here's how. So Lorne has 9 months in which, thus far, Lorne has had 9 months with which to show me anything that he wanted to show me with respect to how he was going to behave, the things that he thinks, how he feels, et cetera, et cetera. Lorne's had 9 months. In that 9 months, Lorne hasn't shown anything worth sticking around for. So now Lorne is saying, wait, I can show you these things, just give me 3 more months. So he's trying to play with house money, and it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work to say, hey, I've lost the last 70 hands at the blackjack table.
You can hear him start to try interjecting and Ramona's just not having it.
Casino, can you lend me some money? I'll win it back and pay you back plus some. It doesn't work that way. And that's what he's trying to do right now.
He's not playing in house money.
He's not. He talks about himself in the third person. He's not playing with house money. Lorne doesn't hit women. He never has. Lorne, you don't understand the analogy any more than I do, Lorne. Don't pretend that you fucking do. I get what she's saying. Lorne has already gambled away all his money. He's asking for more and saying, when I hit it big, I'll pay you back. But there's no guarantee he's going to hit it big, and he won't.
You're trying to.
No, he's not trying to.
No, he's not trying to.
He's trying to tell you something that he wishes he could have shown you a long time ago.
But here's the thing, though. You don't get a redo.
The way things happened, there was no way that I could.
You don't get a redo just because... Well, you don't get a redo just because you don't like the outcome.
There you go.
You don't get to redo it just because you don't like the way that it turned out.
And that's the world that Lorne lives in. He tried to fuck a kid and he got caught. Oh, start over. Everybody forget about that. He keeps going over Tony and Wendy's even though he promises he won't. Oh, start over. It bothers me. I didn't want to do it. Start over. He tried to cheat on Ramona. I don't do that anymore. I don't call you names anymore. Start over. Redo. How can someone... And it's not even like he gets away with this stuff. He's been caught over and over and over again. How does it not sink in?
Or because you wish you had done differently, you don't redo it.
That's not what redo is all about with me. It's not the redo.
But you're asking for a redo. You're asking for a redo. You're asking for 3 more months.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm asking for 3 more months so I can show you
of my life. You're asking
you wanted me to be.
But here's what you're doing. You're asking me to say to all of the guys here who have shown me that they are good people worthy of dating me, you're asking me to tell all those guys, no, I'm not interested. I'm going to date this guy in Maine.
Who has nothing to offer.
And you're asking me to give you more time to show me things that you should have been showing me from day one, but you weren't.
Yeah.
I need to tell no to all these guys who have shown that they are really good guys so that you could get more time. Meanwhile, what did Ramona get out of this? Well, if you ask Lorne, Ramona gets the, quote, guy who she wanted him to be. But the thing is, Ramona could have that in other guys.
That's what Lorne doesn't get. And that's where I come back to, what the fuck does Lorne think he has to offer to anyone? Ramona is, the character of Ramona is a beautiful, rich 24-year-old woman who has handsome, respectful, fun, eligible men all around her. What the fuck would she want? And I'm not even talking about his looks or his age. What would she want with this abusive, boring, weird fuck with a criminal record like he has? A sexual predator. Why would he believe that she would choose him? He has one moment of clarity in one phone call where he says, if he's so great, talking about the doctor, why did you choose me over him? And his mind quickly shuffles that out of the way. And he has the gall to continue to ask her for chances. I will never, ever understand this idiot.
Ramona has a lot of guys who are in her social circle who are begging her for attention that already show healthy and good partner characteristics. So it's not like Ramona's getting something that she wouldn't be getting.
In other words, someone Ramona wouldn't have to raise a fully grown man mentally and emotionally. Lorne knows that he's damaged, and he really thinks that it's reasonable to ask this young woman to stay by me so I can work through this shit with you, and you believe in me. I'm worth sticking by. But you're not. Maybe if you really were working on some of this shit, but even then, what young woman is really going to want to tether herself to someone with as many problems as Lorne has?
Before. And the question is, would Ramona rather be with someone who showed her those things off the bat, or someone who has to be convinced and coerced into showing her those healthy traits? I'd rather someone who never had the unhealthy characteristic traits.
How about that?
Well, why could you just be asking for Ramona to not stop believing in him?
And see, and this whole believing in you thing is, it would be funny if it weren't such a manipulative tool, because when you say stuff like, well, believe in me, I mean, of course, everybody wants someone to believe in them. That's what everybody wants.
Manipulation.
But you have to show them something worth believing in order for them to, quote, believe in you. When you haven't shown them anything worth believing in, it's kind of a hard sell to think that they should just randomly start believing that you're going to be the exact opposite of what you've shown them for, as you like to say, 9 months.
Am I drinking anymore?
That's subject to scrutiny because you have a breathalyzer that you have to take every day.
He really... For those that don't know, I'm going to assume there's maybe 1 or 2 listening that don't know the story of this. Lorne was caught with alcohol, drinking alcohol, on a welfare check. And it was a violation of one of his conditions of probation. And Lorne now has a breathalyzer device attached to his phone that at random periods throughout the day, the device will alert him and he will have to do this breathalyzer test. And he's really saying to her, Well, I've already changed, Ramona. Am I drinking anymore? He's saying this as if it were his choice. Like, Ramona, I listened to what you said, and I've decided I want to be a good guy, and I'm going to stop drinking. No, it took a fucking government agency to tell you to stop drinking, and you're really going to bring that up as a point of how you've changed? You're fucking insane.
Doesn't matter if I had that or not. I still don't feel like drinking anyway.
I still don't feel like drinking anyway.
Okay, but here's the thing, though. The
Don't you
only
believe
time,
in
this
me?
is the longest since I've known you that you've gone without drinking, and it was during the time that you had a breathalyzer.
Yeah.
You woke up after calling me a pathetic bitch and said, hey, maybe I shouldn't do that anymore. I'm going to stop drinking. You didn't say that then.
Yep.
You didn't say that after you called me an asshole. You didn't say that after you harassed me several times. You didn't say that at any of those times. You didn't say, I'm going to stop drinking because I don't like the way that I abuse you when I drink. Those words never came out of you.
I hated the way I abused you when I drank. I hated that.
You didn't hate it enough to stop.
I know that.
No,
Yeah, you didn't hate it enough to
That's
stop.
why I didn't understand why you kept challenging me on drinking more.
No, Lorne. You're not going to put this
Oh
on
my
me.
God. Oh my God. Ramona, it's your fault that I was so abusive. I hated that you made me act that way. By challenging me to drink more. I've heard this before. I have, but it's like the first time I'm really hearing it. Like, it's your fault. I don't understand why you continue to challenge me to drink more. Like, he has no fucking free will. This guy is a fucking clown. He can't be real. He's a fucking cartoon character, right? He's not real.
You're not going to put
down you. I just telling you I didn't understand it.
I don't
didn't
understand it either.
You didn't hate drinking enough to not do it.
I'm not doing it anymore, and I'm not even. It doesn't even affect me anymore. It didn't even affect me when I stopped.
Okay. Yeah.
That's nice that you're not doing it anymore, but again, the point evades you, and you still don't get it. It's not about what you aren't doing anymore. It's about the fact that you started to begin with.
Yeah. There's nothing I can add to this.
Just because I started when I was 20, that made you think that I was an alcoholic?
What the fuck does that have to do
Now,
with
where
anything?
did I say that? It's the fact that you started drinking uncontrollable amounts of alcohol to begin with. I don't care how old you were when you started.
So because I started drinking when I was 20, that means I'm an alcoholic? No, Lorne, you're an alcoholic because you drink to excess, you do things that you later regret, you know you shouldn't do it, and yet you continue to do it. As if you had no choice in the matter. That's why you're an alcoholic. You don't have to drink every day. He also, at some point, some call claims that he's not an alcoholic because he doesn't drink every day. You can drink alcoholically once a year, and if you act the way Lorne Armstrong does, you're an alcoholic. Christ.
relevant. What's relevant is the fact that you still, if you let me finish, what's relevant is the fact that you ate, that you did it, started drinking the uncontrollable amounts, but B, you did not stop when you saw how you were abusing someone else.
Exactly.
You didn't stop because of that. You stopped when your probation officer gave you a breathalyzer. That's when you stopped.
Exactly.
I stopped, but even after I'm done with that, I don't plan on drinking.
Yeah, right.
Okay, but I can just go by your actions. That's all I have to go by. That's all I'm going to go by is your actions. And your actions, because this is the longest and this is the only time that you've gone any considerable length of time, meaning it'll be 3 weeks. You've gone 3 weeks without any alcohol. And that is during the time that you were on a breathalyzer given to you by your state.
Oh, well, Ramona, the breathalyzer is inconsequential because you see, I was going to quit anyway. So I didn't want to drink anyway. Lorne is just wearing me out today. This was a marathon, man. I really was going to try to power through, but Lorne's kind of giving me a headache right now. We still got a half an hour to go, and we're really at the part that I really, really like, but I want to be able to give this the attention that it deserves. Lorne so rarely is really forced to face and listen to truth about what he is. He's not facing it. He's only listening to it because he has no choice. He can't throw a temper tantrum and hang up on Ramona or cuss her out or all the things he usually would do to manipulate her because he realizes he has reached the point where he might have gone too far. So, boys and girls, we're probably going to have to pick this up again later. Hopefully this will tide you over till I see you again. Like, how fucking arrogant does that sound? Like, I hope you can live without my great works until I can see you again. I'm a fucking asshole. I love you guys so much. I really do. So much. So much. Oh, a side note. I don't know. Well, I was thinking about Grandpa's stand today, and for whatever reason, I was thinking about my grandparents, and I said, holy shit. I actually have a grandpa stand. He's dead. All my grandparents are dead. That's not funny, but they've been passed for a long time, all of them. But I actually did have a Grandpa Stanley. He was nothing like Grandpa Stan, though. He was a wonderful man. A wonderful man. But I never thought about that before. I just thought that was kind of funny. Or maybe I'm just really tired. Anyway, I'll talk to you soon, okay? Bye, sweethearts.